All right, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. We are here. We are finally doing the big chaos crossover madness. Krahazik, good morning, good morning. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Bread, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome. Always a pleasure to see you guys. Okay. Ah, man. So, this has been a long time coming that I've been wanting to do something like this on stream. We are basically doing some comic work today. We're doing some comic stuff. And it's a nice short one. In other words, it's not this huge long 120 chapter nonsense. Sai, welcome in. Hello, hello. So yes, I spent this morning doing storyboards because otherwise this is going to be a interesting day in terms of that. So yes, today we are doing a massive crossover piece of absolute nonsensical chaos, combat scenario involving M-21 from Noblesse. You can see there in the top corner underneath chat. Myself, and also Doppio drop scythe. So not 120 plus chapters nonsense yet. Yeah, unless I get paid to do something like that, I'm not likely to do one of those in a hurry again soon. So for now, we are just going to do this little thing for a bit of fun, because here's the backstory on why I decided to go for a comic. A three-way battle, trying to choreograph that on a page in a way that it looks not completely weird and chaotic and in all of the worst ways, like you can't make sense of what's happening. It was not easy. It was not easy. So coming up with a thumbnail for this thing took me a small age because of exactly that. Before I decided, you know what, I'm not going to try and do a not quite full illustration type thing. I'm just going to throw chibis at the thumbnail and see what sticks. Because the composition was just a nightmare. So I decided to go for a more comic layout so that I wouldn't have to do battle with that, and I'd be able to actually give everyone their time to shine and have some semblance of short story that's fun, and it's also portfolio, so I'm happy with that as well. Yes, cat, what's your story, huh? Meow. Anyway, so yes, that is the idea. So I have 4 pages boarded so far, but it's not done. Like I think this one will wrap up at about 10 pages if I want to give all of the combat enough chance to just materialize properly and come to a satisfying conclusion, because I do want to have a few traded blows that are interesting and so on. So I've got 4 pages boarded. I have not included any text in the boards, in the storyboards. Why are you complaining, Chaos? Chaos Cat, why are you complaining? So yes, I've got a whole bunch of stuff happening here, and I will talk us through it while it's going on. I'm just going to quickly see what is eating my cat, because he is now complaining up a storm. At just the wrong timing. Oh man, I've had a comic idea for literally over a decade that I just can't make. Oh no, 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 no. Please just write it down in a script. If you can write the script for it, you can get anyone to draw it, honestly. Please, please, please. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, that's what Merryweather did. It works. What's your story, yeah? What's your story, yeah? You don't want food, you just want attention. You just want attention. Steal my sleepy. script is the part I've struggled with. A big reason I'm trying to learn how to draw is for comics. Yeah, comics are a lot of fun. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And you want to try and start with shorter and lower risk sort of stuff, things that you can end after a few pages to start off with, to just get a sense of, okay, how quickly can you do the panels, how much time does it actually take you to make the thing, all of that, because otherwise it can be a massive undertaking. I was previously involved in a long form comic project that just never came off the ground because the amount of pre-production that it was going to take was insane. And also with my own long format project, I really want to draw it, but I need to finish the story first because I'm not going to start drawing it until I've got the story. Made that mistake twice, not making that a third time, you know? I've no problem thinking of the general story and the bombastic events, but I have trouble with the small minutiae of actually writing. Yeah. The minutiae of actually writing is the thing that takes a bit of effort. November is National Novel Writing Month. It is a challenge where you write 50,000 words in 30 days. If you can, I suggest looking into it and trying it. You can start with bullet points, just get the bullet points down. If you can get the bullet points down, you can flesh out the scenes out of order. It's fine. Just slay that first draft dragon, as they like to say. It is a wonderful thing. I've never been able to complete NaNoWriMo simply because I've just had, the chaos of the mists interrupting everything. The idea I'm talking about is one that evolved over several years, conceptualizing with a friend into like 8 series connected universe. Yeah, I understand that feel. I understand that feel very, very well. My long-term personal project is also, it's like 12 years old already. I have one book where I have half of it outlined with bullet points. Yeah, I think I've got my long-term project has got the main thing I've got in bullet points, well, basically post-it notes on my cupboard doors most of the way, with a whole bunch of previously written scenes, because I think I'm on like the 5th or the 6th rewrite, like complete from scratch rewrite. So I've got a lot of stuff that I can steal from previous iterations should I need it. Then I've got another one which is completely written out in bullet points, but I just haven't gotten to fleshing it out. And another one in a completely separate universe, which is half done in bullet points. It's like all of the ideas I just need to actually, sit and do the thing, The 3 webcomic stories I've written down were structured to be in episodic in nature. Yeah, like if you're going to do anything comic wise, you have to think about it in episodes. But if you're not doing something like a slice of life, you need to also think, okay, or as like a Yonkoma, one of those 4-panel comics, you need to actually look into if you're not doing a 4-panel comic type of thing, you need to look at your big branch story arcs. It's a long process to get into. One of them is meant to be a slice of life, sort of. Yeah, like the 4-panel Yonkoma sort of things are generally easier to split into lots of little standalones that can be read out of order. But it's not for everyone. Like, I would not be able to write a Yonkoma. It's just not something that I would say is in my writing skill tree, to come up with that sort of, okay, it's 1 page, the story done, bam. Not easily. Like, if I get an idea for like something like that, it's once in a blue moon. Mine is an action comic inspired by both anime and Western superhero cartoons. Ooh, those are always fun. Well, the one slice of life would be more like 3 to 6 pages. Yeah. That's a different beast altogether. Okay, so I'm gonna start by creating some frames. Because what I've got here is that I have set up my canvas on a B5 paper size. Like, it's not a standard paper size in my country, but I do know that for things like your webtoons and things along these lines, it's more of a... Well, I know that my editions of manga are printed on B5, so there's that. It doesn't exist, but it would be, you know. I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. The Secret of Luminon is set up as an action-adventure story. Yeah, I mean, action comics are kind of what we're here for, right? I mean, we're all fond of our action. I mean, even this thing is an action comic in its infancy, so... I think that's kind of why you guys are here, is because it's action comic, yay! Fun times! So this is our panel size is on 20. Let me just come over here quickly and just make an adjustment. Just open this past our bleed line mess. No. I'm here because of you. I had no idea you were doing the fight. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're joining us then. I'm glad you're joining us then. Yeah, we are hopefully going to have some fun with this. Okay, panel. There. I thought it was some kind of odd collab between you and two other artists. No. I have, if I just go over to my... let me just open something up quickly. File, open. Schedules. Okay, I'm just opening up my schedule templates so that you guys can see something, because this is kind of probably an important thing to talk about. Okay, so if I zoom in, there is that. There is that. A little disclaimer, that was everywhere. Just a little bit. But you'll see there are these little icons with a bunch of stuff. So here by where we were playing game yesterday, I've got a game console. And here where we're drawing stuff, I've got a pencil. If I show you here by, this is Thursday. So if I come over here to this one again, and I just hide Thursday. We're on Friday, yeah. So if I just hide all of my notes for a second, you'll see that if I've got a commission, I will include little VGen notes for money for the art commission stuff, because I'm drawing it. And then if I'm doing a collab, I've got these two little people. So there's these little icons. And if I'm doing a collab with an artist, I'll have the two little people and the pencil. If it's a collab with a game, I'll have the two little people and the game controller. I'm bad at checking schedules. I just saw the Relive lobby open on YouTube and jumped in. Oh, okay. Still, I appreciate it. But now you guys know. Now you guys know. Do not save those changes. So that is how I handle that at the moment. If I see that that's going to be confusing for a bunch of people going forward, I will make changes, but for now, that is how I'm handling it. Been in here technically since Wednesday. Is that who has been the single person sitting lurking in the tab. Thank you, Grazik. Thank you. I saw that there was one person waiting this entire time. It's like, oh boy. I appreciate. Okay, so now I have my page set up. So let me just show this so that I can talk you guys through a little bit of my thinking here, because that's probably a good idea. So this is page 1 of our comic, and you'll see that not a lot is happening here. This is because what we are doing is we're putting in what we call an establishing shot. Now, both in cinema, theater, comics, even in your literature, an establishment shot is an absolutely critical thing. It's what tells you where you are, when you are, and gives you an idea of the first person who you are going to actually be interacting with in this piece of media. So this establishment shot includes Fort Misthaven over here in the back. You do not click there, sorry. Harrier flying, so there's me. Beep. So I will have a little annotation over here saying something along the lines of missed march just outside Fort Misthaven, or something like that. So it just gives you an idea of where you are, when you are, what the weather's like, where your characters are in relation to key landmarks, all of those important things. And every time you change scene, you need to put in a new establishment shot. If you are changing location, you need to change your establishment shot. If you've got characters that are moving around relative to each other quite significantly, you need to give your readers an establishment shot, or your viewers an establishment shot, so that they do not get disoriented. Because it's very, very, very confusing if you've got your characters having a conversation in a coffee shop and the next thing they're in a train and you don't know when they arrived in the train. You know, that's kind of fever dreamish. So giving your viewership that first initial, okay, this is where we are, is absolutely, absolutely critical. And then once you figured out where you are, then you can go into, okay, so now we know where we are, now what's actually going to be happening. So here with Harrier in flight, she sees something and is somewhat alarmed by that, and then we see, follow the line of her eyes, we see who she is looking at, and then a zoom in so that we can get or we see what she sees, and then zoom in to get a look at who we are actually seeing. In this case, it's M-21. And then we will talk into the next pages as we get into them. But that is what we've got happening on this page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, I think, by just jumping over to the Harrier reference, so that I can have the armor side open, because this will be while she's on patrol, so patrol armor is going to be what she's wearing. And I'm just going to drop the opacity over here a little bit more, because it's quite dark still. I think 10% is enough. Really? I was trying to go down and you went up. Anyway, okay. So now the trick is to not to spend too much time. Because if you're spending too much time, what's going to happen is it's going to be an endless chain of not finishing. And I can always neaten it up later, you know? But just get the main parts in. There we go. Okay, there we are. And then let's do the outfit first before we do the hair, with the exception of that because you need that in place first. All right, collarbones. All right. And this one, I'm not happy with that angle. And pauldron. Like that. Okay. I can always tidy things up a little later. There we go. Try and use longer strokes here. There we go. Once again, guys, you will have noticed we are also on everyone on their own Steam for Music day again today. If you would like, I have got a I think it's a public playlist, is it? Yes, it is a public playlist. I have got a public writing combat playlist if you guys want to listen as well. I've got it on shuffle. It is a 5-hour playlist at the moment, but if you guys want it, just give me a shout. Otherwise, you can listen to your own stuff. And I'm always adding to the playlists as well, so there is also that. I listen to most of my playlists on shuffle, yeah. Sadly, I don't know if it is possible, I don't think it's possible to do a public listen along on Spotify. I don't think it's possible, so I can't say, okay, everyone who gets this link, we're listening to it in sync with one another. Because I know in a closed group that is possible, but I don't think it's possible in an open forum. That would be cool. Yeah, it would be cool, because then you don't have the copyright issue of streaming the music yourself. But the artists get the benefit of having everyone who's listening to, or everyone who's dialed into a stream, essentially, streaming their music at the same time, which means that's like a huge, huge, huge boost to their listens. So that's like all of the numbers. Can you imagine that? I think it would actually be kind of cool for the artists, because it would just do wonders for their stats. Okay, okay, there we go. And right, so that's that. Let's clean up a little bit. There we are. Can I just be very honest with you guys? I was working on my model over the last day or two a little bit. And the inside of the elbows was probably the single part of the model I have been dreading almost the most. Not 100% the most, but I would say it was one of the parts that I was most dreading working with. I would have never imagined what made it difficult. It's the fact that the elbow needs to be... It needed to have the plates slide past each other when the elbow bends. So I needed to be able to rig that so that they'll slide past or I had to model that so that they'd be separate plates that could slide past each other without necessarily clipping into the arm when it's straightened, and also not making everything look ridiculously bulky. So yeah, that was an interesting challenge. The parts that I'm dreading the actual most is still coming, which is the rigging and weight painting and physics, which is a lot of parts, it's not just one. But that is just because it's unfamiliar territory. Now, comics are another case of absolutely perfect is the enemy of good. So I could always do what Transformers G1 did, though, and pretend that metal constructs don't need joints. Yeah, potentially. But I don't think my artist's brain would appreciate me very much if I did that. Not in the long run, anyway. There's one of my little things that I always keep in mind when I try and design an outfit or something is that if it can't be cosplayed and you cannot for the life of you see how am I supposed to put this thing on, I'm hesitant to do it. Like if I were a cosplayer and I couldn't figure out how does this thing attach, how do I put this on, I'm hesitant to do that thing. makes sense. I'm so glad that that makes sense. It's just one of my little design philosophies. How cosplayable is this? How many people are going to come at me with pitchforks for making this thing in this way? Random question, but I've been meaning to ask. Is Harrier Citadel your name or a place? Like, is Citadel your surname, or do you reside in a citadel named after you? Interestingly enough, it is actually part of my lore. The Citadel, Misthaven, or Fort Misthaven, is a place, but because it is a place surrounded by mists which have a tendency to spew forth all sorts of chaotic weirdlings from all over multiple iterations of reality, a lot of the time people appear and disappear, but appear quite at random, and there's no way of them going back to wherever they came from. So part of the administration of this place is that everyone who is an amnesiac who appears in the mists and they don't have a surname are given the surname Citadel. So I share a surname with a couple of residents of Fort Misthaven, but they are of no relation. It's just an administrative thing. It's like a title until such time as we earn a second surname or a separate title with which to identify ourselves. But yeah, Harrier is a name I actually got from one of my colleagues who picked me up in the mists. I think that was actually a little bit out of spite, because I basically followed the poor soul all the way from where my ship crash landed to the Citadel. And yeah, I think because this person felt like they were chased the whole time, they just decided, you know what, you're a Harrier. You're just chasing everything. Harry, 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 Harry. But it's fine. It's cool. I like the name. The one who chases. I like it. I think it sounds cool. I don't think that this person actually anticipated that I was going to join the Mist Guard with him, but it's fine. Okay. That's that one. Then we've got that. There we go. And like that. Okay, I'll come back to it. So it's both. Yeah, it's basically both. And here my character hops from dimension to dimension intentionally. Well, I guess it's not the Harrier Citadel, but it is a citadel, yeah. the citadel in question is called Fort Misthaven, because it is a haven from the mists of Mistmarch, which is the province where the citadel is located. But, guys, I think it's time for a hydrate. So, everyone acquire your nearest safe consumption beverage and hydrate. Okay. Back. And from this angle, that's too low profile to see. But here. Repetitam. Going to I'm going to simplify this a little bit because one day I'm going to have the wing model. When I've got it sorted, I'm going to export that as a asset for my Clip Studio so that I can just import it as required. Also, these myths sound intriguing. I'd love to be able to analyze them. Please do. We'd love to know if there's a way to stabilize them, because, oh my word, we have so many people stuck here. People disappear in them all the time, and every single time that the mists coalesce, it's a mess. Like, pieces of buildings fall out of them. We can't build any watchtowers in the mist because they literally just, you walk past one day and they've just vanished because the mists ate them and threw them goodness alone knows where. And every time that the mists coalesce in some place, they either spit out something from a different place or suck something into a different place, and no one who's ever disappeared in the mist has come back to the same place, so it's very, very, very difficult to, you know, find people who get lost. So it's dangerous for us. I mean, I don't even want to think about everyone who disappeared into that one last week where we just, there was a bunch of mist that coalesced, and then we just got a wave of water splashing out of this cloud, basically. And it sucked a couple of people in as well, and I do not want to know how deep underwater that was for all of that water to come gushing out of it. It was only for about 3 minutes, but it was still a lot of water in that time. It was ugly. I hope that those guys are okay. I hope that those guys are okay. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. That's why the mist cloud are important. We've got to make sure that people do not get stuck in there. Don't look at me for help. I cause zones like that. Fixing them sets a dangerous precedent for more work. Yeah. Okay, noted. Noted. I see where we stand, Red. Okay. But yeah. So that's what I deal with. When I say that I've got things like sentient crab toasters and cephalopods that eat desks that are emerging, it's because they're coming out of those sorts of places. Okay. My character would have fun there. That's very much we will see when we get there, because yeah, sure, the place is great into the sense that we've got people of literally every shape and size you can imagine wandering around town. But like the danger is real. The danger is real. New energies and anomalies always seem to be popping up in the world. If only I could harness them. Yeah. We have got a couple of people who are trying to study the mists, but it's not easy. It helps that once I visit the tower, I can always portal back there. So I can get caught in a mist and lost an hour later. I walk by the cafeteria to get a coffee. Oh my word, you are so lucky. You are so lucky. That you can track inter-reality coordinates. Because we have not found a way to do so predictably yet. Okay, and then this one. Yeah, this will be an awful lot easier when I've got the wings exported, so that I can just import them into Clip Studio as an object, and then position as needed. Anomalies and Mad Science aside, I've got to go. Mad Science doesn't pay the balls, doodles. Okay. Thank you for dropping by, Sai. I appreciate it. Thank you for talking Mad Science with us. As I open a Terran reality in which I and others can step into a pocket midway dimension, and then I can open up a new Terran to any place I've been to before or can see. Ooh. Fun. And very utilitarian. Very, very, very utilitarian. I'm just going to move this across a little bit. Maximize space on that side. There we go. I'm going to call this one Inks 1. Okay, I'm going to add another one. inks BG. Okay. Well, I can fly rather quickly. Dimensional portal is still often faster for very long distances. Yes, I can imagine so. Okay. Okay, that'll do. Then we've got that. And on this side, we've got trees over here. Here we go. I will come back to that. Okay. I think that should be okay for that. Okay. So if I hide that for a second, it gives the idea. It gives the idea. It's not 100% accurate, but it's fine. It gives the idea. And mask. I'm gonna grab everything outside here. Yeah, that looks right. Grab these as well. Those little bits. Yes, yes, yes. That is, in fact, everything. Cool. Now I'm going to just hide you for a second. Grab that as well. Okay, and I'm going to invert selected area. Then in the mask, I'm going to clear that and boom, non-destructive way of handling that. Okay, almost there. Okay. And I will tidy that up later when I do my flat pass. Okay. I think here what I'm going to now do is here. Let's add in M-21. Okay. I'm not going to have hair coming through that gap, because that does not make sense. Okay. There we go. Now, interesting thing with the art on M-21 in Noblesse is that the way that his fur tufts changes all the time. So there are about 7 or 8 completely different ways in which the fur on his shoulders can be drawn. It is actually a little insane. And this is not great. Let me just do this. Narrow that just a little bit. Here we go. Okay. There we are. Okay. Let me just clean this up a little bit more. I'm not happy there. Okay. Okay, and then here. Okay, something like that. Now let's do. It's a little bit big. But I do still want to include it just to give a sense of the sort of a world that he comes from, being a modern one. And there is a dead spot on my screen. Or is that a dead spot, or is that part of the mask? It was part of the mask. Okay. That's better than a dead spot on the screen. Okay, that's that one. Okay, so now that's... Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. That'll do the trick there. Now here. Okay. Okay, so we are making progress. Okay. And then like that. Okay. I'll come and tidy up the hand later. Okay, that'll do. I did decide to go for the tufted shoulders, yes. I'm not happy with that. Okay. Time to jack it off. Oy. Time to jack it off. Ow, ow, ow. I just hit my hand in a most awkward manner. It's fine. Who put the back of my chair there? Oh, wait. Don't answer that question. Okay. This is going to be on number 2. This is not going to be on number 1. This is going to be a seconding layer. Blame the mists. Yeah, when in doubt, it's the mist's fault. Okay. No, no, no. Okay. It's very rough and sketchy, but that's fine. Okay. I don't actually want to see that eye. Second layer. Ugh, now that looks gross. Okay, and let's see, is that hidden behind there? Yes. Okay, so now we cut everything that would get chopped off here, like so. And on this side, that. And like that. There we go. I'm happy with that. Transfer down. But what I'm not happy with is that line in the middle of nowhere. Okay, and then here. Right, and then here. Alright, getting there, getting there, getting there. Okay. Not happy with that one. Okay. That'll have to do. Merge down. Hide you. Let's just close that. And hide you. Select outside. Okay, I've got a gap. Where's the gap? There is the gap. Several of them. Okay, wow. Alright. There we go. Now, if I select outside, yes, that's clean. I'm just going to grab that grey, yes, and I'm going to invert that, no, invert, okay, and fill. Make this grey a grey layer, fill, there we go. Okay, now if I show that and that, we should have something along those lines. Yes, I'm happy with that. There we go. Okay, save. And then here. We are now going to just do this little shocked expression, or no, I'm going to save that for a later time. I'm going to save that for later. Let's do something slightly more visually interesting. This. Yes, 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 this. Okay, so first things first, we've got that which we can throw away because I'm not using it. I'm going to call this one inks. I'm going to call this one rough. Okay. Put this one on 10%. Okay, 10% is a bit light, 15. Yeah, 20. Okay. Now we're going to go to our panels. And I'm going to actually make a big panel, like so. And this one I'm going to split. So roughs goes right on top. Okay. Then we're going to go to cut frame border, like so, and like so, so that we've got nice gutters to work with. Copy inks into there, into there, into there. I will put this one right on top in case I need it, but I don't think I will. Okay, so let's start right at the top. I'll make this 25 actually, no 30. Because I'm actually struggling to see a little bit now. inks that. I'm actually going to grab a mapping pen. Just give ourselves something like that. Give ourselves a little bit of a horizon here. I'm thinking I'm going to do this in screen tones, guys. I'm not going to do it in color, I'm going to do it in screen tones. Probably. Mostly. I might change my mind later, but I think I should do it in screen tones. Okay. Okay. There we go. Now, the tiniest Harrier ever. And you just get incredibly grateful for something called a missable detail when you're working at small scale. Okay. Super tiny. Speaking of immiscible detail, I'm going to use the simplified for the methodology from here on out. Especially considering that I've just decided that I'm going to work in screen times, I'm going to actually do this. Okay. That should do it. Okay. The tiniest Harrier. But I can just make an adjustment here because that's bugging me now. Pocket Harrier. Yeah. Very tiny. Very, very, very tiny. High altitude is but a burb. Save button is a good idea at this point. Save button is a good idea. Whew. How long have we been going? 2 hours. I think that means that it's time for another hydrate. Everyone, acquire your nearest safe consumption beverage and hydrate. There we go. Okay, then this one. We've got a combat pose. Ha ha ha. But first, let's do the Harrier in front, because this expression is going to be gold. Okay. Alright, now I'm just going to flip the canvas. And completely ignore what I've got already drawn. At least in terms of eye shape. Because it was wildly off kilter. Okay, I just needed to sort out some logistics very quickly. All right. That ought to do the trick. There we go. there! Hello, hello! How's it going? It is going pretty well. It's going pretty well. How's it going by you? It's still hot here. I am out. Oh no! Yeah, no, it's difficult when the weather makes life uncomfortable. But yes, on our side, things have been pretty productive so far. Ooh, serious eyes, yes. Very much so, serious eyes. And here, just like that. And like that, and like that. There we go. And then on this side it comes up like that. And I'm going to need to do here. Here. And earring on this side because it's not obscured on this side. Okay, and I'll come back to the hair after I've added this one in. I'm gonna start with this hand. Something like that. And this is why we study anatomy. To make that less of a nightmare. When the arm is raised, the pectoral muscle flattens a little bit because it's getting pulled. To its full extension position. I'm not happy with this finger. All right. And let's just see that without the ruffs on top. Getting there, getting there. Still not 100% happy with that eye shape over here. But it's fine, we'll get there. Okay, that'll do. Okay. Now to flip this, because I have serious suspicions that yes, it does look gross from the other side. Okay, and now we flip back to normal. I want to reread this manhwa so badly. Okay. Okay, let's hide the rafts. Not quite. Okay, there we go. Save. Probably a good idea, just to hit the save button. Okay. Now over here, what we're going to do is we're going to add in just a little bit more rough sketch to this. I'm going to move you up just a little bit. Just give everything a little bit of breathing room. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Inking black hair is an interesting challenge. I'm putting that on record. Okay. Merge that down. And now gotta go for man, this gets something. Okay. Something oosh. Messy, messy, messy. Okay. Alright, that'll have to do, okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's that one. Okay, that'll do. Save button. This is also calling for grab outside. Okay. Next. Is the claw shot. Okay, I'm gonna save this one for another time. Same with this one, I'm gonna save for another time. I want to do this page. I want to do this page because we have to have at least some Doppio in this edition, and we need to be done by on the hour plus a half an hour, so about 45 minutes we've got. So let's do what we can in that 45. Okay. Now this is the one that's got the big cuff. Okay. And what's the arrangement of rings? Port side is just on the thumb. Okay. Port side is just on the thumb. In here. Like so. Alright, that's the knuckles. There we go. That's a mistake. All right. And then upper arm. and then jacket cuff. Let's just see for a moment. Here we go. I wish I could get these reference sheets in higher resolution. Like, just teeny bit higher resolution would be lovely. All right. Which is the one that's got the jacket? Okay. There we go. Hmm. Okay, all of this hardware would be a nightmare to 3D model, but it's fine. I'm not doing that. Okay. Okay, so those collars are all well below the jacket. Okay. All right. Righty. That should do the trick for that one. Then add a little bit of mass to that. And along there. Like so. Alright, and then what's happening up here? We've got like so. Okay. Let me just add a little bit more weight to all of this. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah, that weight looks decent. All right. Okay, that works. Save button. Oh man, there's a zipper. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. Okay. Abbott, hello. Sorry, I think I missed you for a couple of minutes there. Finally, I can chat. I had to pop out the chat, otherwise it said subscribers only chat despite me being subbed like sandwich once. Shame. I'm sorry. I don't know why that would happen. I'm so sorry. But thank you for stopping by. How are you doing? How are you doing? It's been a while. Hope you're doing okay. Doing quite well, enjoying the relaxing streams of yours as always. Aw, thank you so much. Yeah, we've got some kind of wild stuff going on today, but all is going pretty well. Me? I am surviving. The last couple of days have been I would say more mad than usual, but actually when it's less mad, that's unusual. So I'd say it's been the usual level of chaos, and hopefully it's going to be going into a slightly less chaotic thing next week. We'll see. But yeah, I am surviving. I am mostly healthy. We're vibing, doing the art thing. So yeah, we're just chilling, vibing, trying to not let the brains get completely turned into mulch, because that is something that can happen relatively easily. Let me just check. Yeah. This is pretty much the first personal art I'm doing in a while. Like, if I don't count work on my model or branding or anything like that, because that's technically day job work, this is pure enjoyment and portfolio, so technically also day job, but mostly this is like the first personal art in a while. So it's kind of fun to just let go, wild a little. And doing some comic stuff too, so it's also a nice change of pace. Yeah, now that I think about it, I actually do very, 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 very little personal art. Personal art is good for the soul. This one specifically might end with some bruises, but it's good for the soul. Yeah. Like, I have a kind of funny punchline I think I've got for the ending, which... Oh, sorry for the pun. But, yeah, I think that's kind of in line with everyone involved, is that you can't end this thing off without there being some humor, you know? And I mean, half of the source material is Noblesse, and Noblesse has some of the best visual humor. I adore it. And I'm kind of going to borrow some of those vibes, because, I don't know, they just do it so masterfully. And even though it's a different artist, Illicide, same writer, has the same visual humor energy as Noblesse, and it's like, their humor is something that I can 110% say, okay, this is worth learning from, this is worth mimicking. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop one down like that. No. Daintier. There we go. Now, merge that down. Edit. Convert brightness to opacity. There we go. Switch back to monochrome. Okay. Now we've got everything there sorted. Back to black. All right. Now we just clean up here by the chin. Here we go. And merge down. There we go. Getting there. Getting there. Okay. Rename this one to inks. Okay. Next layer up. Okay. I'm gonna start with reduce that opacity. Reduce that opacity. Okay. Clear. Take two. Just get my reference in a good position because I just want to get the right hair flow. That works. Okay. Okay. Not happy with that one. That'll do. Okay. Thing over here. Okay, grab you. Clear. Clear. There we go. There we are. Okay. There we are. I'll get. Okay, that's a layer. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go one layer back. And do the hair back. And it does indeed begin to get pulled up from just above the ear. Okay. Not happy with that curve. And I just want to see what's the distribution at the back of the head. Okay. There we go. Actually, that's not that far to the center, it's even further to the side. I'm on break, I'm back. How goes? It goes pretty well. We are actually supposed to be finishing up now. Whoopsie. Okay. Whoopsie. We're actually supposed to be finishing up now for tonight because family time needs to happen. Family time needs to happen, so I need to actually start wrapping up for tonight, though. This is one of the reasons why I don't usually stream on Fridays. But we're making pretty good progress. We're making pretty good progress. I'm happy. Let me just finish that side pony. I'm not 100% happy with the shape there. Am I? How goes? Takes time. It goes no longer. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, we've got to start wrapping up. I will, however, be back on Sunday. Also an unusual one. Also catching up for this week's complete madness. But yeah, we've made pretty good progress. I mean, we've inked almost 3 complete pages. Okay, so we've inked practically 2 complete pages, which is pretty cool. And they've not entirely been uncomplicated pages. So we're getting places. We're getting places. I'm looking forward to how this thing is going to be when it's complete. Hope you have a good family time. Hard work deserves rest. Yes, yes. And it's something that needs to be worked on, is actually stopping and unplugging. Is one of the things that I do not do enough of. So this has been good. It's been actually quite functional. I'm learning a lot as I go as well, because the process creatively of actually doing the storyboards, making sure that I've got the flow right, making sure that I've got space for speech bubbles in all of the right places, using my screen tones appropriately. It's all a little bit of a learning curve as well. And every opportunity to do studies on how things look and flow is important. You got a lot done and it looks good. Thanks for the stream and the lore dump earlier. Enjoy some rest. Thank you, thank you. The lore dump was a little bit of a spoiler for when I eventually do my debut. But yeah, there you guys get an idea. You guys still get an idea. I have got a whole world build document sitting. But yeah, one of these days you guys will have an opportunity to see the lore in a little bit more detail. Hopefully you'll actually be able to see a little bit more of Fort Misthaven as well, which is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Just call it a preview. It's strategic. All according to plan. Yes, it is indeed all according to plan. Because little by little I got to introduce guys to what's going on. Yeah, so, I've got a lot to do still before we get to that point in the fight, but, it's been a lot of fun working on this with you guys. I will definitely be doing a part 2. I cannot leave it at this step. There has to be a part 2 to this. Possibly Tuesday. I will see. On Sunday, I will be having a long discussion with the clan to see what exactly is actually happening in the week ahead, to make sure if there is or is not chaos that I do not know about yet. So yes, we'll see what happens. Thank you all once again for joining me. I'm so sorry once again for the fact that it has basically been a mute stream. Aside from, I don't know, pen scratching. Could you even hear the pen scratching? I don't even know if you could even hear the pen scratching. But yeah, aside from the pen scratching, it's basically been a mute stream, so I apologize for that. I didn't actually have much to ramble about today. Aside from the lore dump, there wasn't really much ramble-worthy today. So, yeah, it's been weird. But I appreciate you guys dropping by nonetheless. So yes, just as a matter of formality, the goals are, if we can hit 200 YouTube subs by the end of September, I will be eating a whole lemon on stream. That is definitely going to happen if we hit 200 subs by end of September. If we're going to be able to get that right, I don't know. It depends if I'll be able to actually, I don't know, finish my model soon, and hopefully very, very soon. That's goals. On X, I don't have follower goals really, because I know for a fact that of the last 15 follows I've gotten on X, it's just been bots again. So you try to purge what you can, but like, at what point do you say, okay, leave the bots for now, just let the algorithm do its thing, and hopefully real humans realize you are a real human too? I don't know. But yeah, we're working on things. Commissions, as always, are open unless stated otherwise. Any referrals are greatly appreciated. And I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic weekend. I know that there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in all corners of the globe, so stay safe. Don't do anything stupid unless all of your options are stupid, in which case go for the one that is least likely to cause you immediate physical harm. Okay, and with that said, I'm going to run off. So rest well when you get to it, and cheery bye.